Hello and welcome to Spooning with me, Mark Wogan. Each week, my special guest joins me here at the Mount Street restaurant where the executive chef Jamie Shears cooks up two delightful spoons made up of the foods they say they love and the foods they think they hate. Now, my guest this week is no stranger to having terrible things in her mouth, having been in the jungle, and is no stranger to having terrible things coming out of her mouth, having been in Eastenders. But now she is focusing on encouraging the next range of acting royalty with her fantastic project, I Am Pro. It is my pleasure to welcome Charlie Brooks.
Hello.
Hello, Charlie.
Nice.
How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm amazed I got through it.
So am I. He's doing very well.
Almost from memory. I mean, although it's written in front of me here. But you're used to, rehearsing lines and remembering lines.
I am very much so, yes.
So before we go forward, let's go back.
Okay.
So you started in EastEnders at 17.
Yes.
I mean, looking back on it, you probably thought you were a full-blown adult, but actually you were a child.
Yes, yeah, I was a child and I had no idea how scared I was because I
felt no fear.
I felt no fear. And I thought I knew it all at that age. And I do look back and kind of go, God, I was so determined because I left home at 13. So I left my family home in Wales and moved to London and boarded with a family. And eventually my mum couldn't stand it. And so she moved to London with us. But after about a year, but the determination.
But what was that drive? And like at 13 to go, no, I'm out of here because there's something better I've got to do.
I don't have that many memories of childhood, which is a bit weird. And we lived in an idyllic little town, which I absolutely loved. But we went on a weekend trip to London and we went to see Grease. And I think it was Shane Ritchie and Sam Janis or maybe Jason Dye, I can't remember. But I just remember stepping into a theatre and going, oh my God, this is... the feelings are indescribable to me, how I felt and what it ignited in me.
I mean, it's quite strange. Shane Ritchie inspired me to be... It's not something you often hear.
And then, of course, I was working with him. But I think it was the idea of being in this theatre, and I loved musical theatre when I was younger. Unfortunately, I can't really sing or dance, so that was not my path. But... there was just something, it was the escapism. It was the escapism, and I think I felt like I'd outgrown this town. At that point, I didn't quite feel like I fit in. I was having what we'd now call anxiety, but nobody really recognised it at the time. And like I said, I can't really remember much or why or where those feelings came from, but my parents were really supportive, and that's why really this play this year and ending up in the West End, the 12-year-old little girl in me has been absolutely on the surface, and it's been really, really emotional in a way that I can't, has taken me completely by surprise.
But you have, like many of us, had struggles throughout your life and had to confront things and move through them or whatever. How does that play to what you actually do for a living? Is it a useful thing to have struggled, or has it got in the way?
So I think there was probably a distinct lack of honesty about whatever struggles I might have been going through up until about 4 or 5 years ago. So when I sort of hit my late 30s, I made some really big changes in my life. I stopped drinking. I started to really look at who I was and unpick the story of Charlie, I suppose, because I was feeling a lot of anxiety. And so the knowing my own human behaviour, this excavation, I suppose, of self that I've been through over the last 5 years, I believe has added enormously to the depths of characters that I can play. And I think potentially I was doing it before, but I didn't really know what I was doing, or...
Well, I mean, that's the one thing about you. Of all the people that have appeared on EastEnders, you almost are in a sort of rare category that you actually act that character. You are definitively not Janine in real life.
Thank God.
And given that you had no formal training, really, that you were able to sort of bring that, it shows a determination to sort of get, or maybe a blind faith, I don't know. So it's sort of at odds with that anxiety and self-doubt that you can then turn an ability out of what appears to be nothing into this sort of long enduring career, and one of the most sort of significant characters in a long running soap. I mean, what was your favourite storyline that you ever had?
I mean, because she was so awful all of the time, I quite liked it when we had moments of her falling in love. So it's
which she did quite a lot.
A little light relief. I loved working with Pam St. Clements, who played Pat. You know, we had some great stuff. There was Janine. I mean, there's not much she hasn't done. She's been agoraphobic. She's been a drug addict. She's been a prostitute. She pushed Barry off the cliff, which was 20 years ago, and people still shout it to me on the streets today. And most recently with Danny and Kelly, the Mick Carter and Linda Carter storyline. I loved that. I loved going back at that time in my life and working with those people. You know, I felt really at home there, and we really got our teeth stuck into that storyline. But yeah, I don't know if there's been one sort of in particular. I've been blessed with many fantastic storylines.
But do you find it's like, because you leave, you come back, you leave, you come back. I mean, is that chapter definitively closed?
I can never say it's definitively closed, because I really enjoyed my time at Eastenders. It's always feels like a bit of a home for me. I love the people there. You know, I've made some really good friends over the years, and so the beautiful thing about Janine is you kind of always want to know what she's up to. So the writers can kind of go, well, we could really do anything and get away with it, you know.
Is there any of you in her?
I'd like to borrow sometimes from Janine. I wish I was a bit more, I wish I was as funny as her. She's quite quick and she doesn't give a, she sort of says what she thinks. I know that, what's familiar? Okay, so what do we have in common? I can be moody, you know, and so I've got
violent?
that face. Definitely not violent as of yet, but who knows, you know. There's still time. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully not, Mark.
But so the other...
Her capacity for life and surviving, I love about her.
But you're a survivor.
I am, yes. Yeah,
because, I mean, you know, as we touched upon, you've had your struggles. You know, some of them have been documented, some of them are very private, and, you know, we don't either need to touch on them or not. But I think, you know, the little I know of you, you have a resilience, you know, that and a tenacity. Because, I mean, even looking at the early stuff, it's like 13, I'm going to London because that's what I want to do.
It's mad, isn't it?
I mean, your own daughter has now flown the nest all the way to New York.
I know, yeah. I mean, she's living my wildest dream. She is living in the middle of Soho, and she's studying out there in New York. Yeah. And I mean, that was always my dream, you know. It was sort of, I'm going to do my A-levels, then Juilliard or NYU. That was sort of top of my list, or RADA, Guildhall, one of those places over here. But EastEnders beckoned. So she's so brave, you know, so brave, and what sense of adventure, and bright. She's much cleverer than I ever was.
But she got a lot of that from you. That adventurous spirit. That
she must have.
Come on, let's go and do this.
Her dad's very much like that as well. Her dad's like, you know, I'm going to make this happen. Let's go.
So you also have the other thing that people will be very aware of is you put yourself in the jungle.
I did.
How was that genuinely? Because we've had another person who was on, who'd been in the jungle, who was Scarlett Douglas, and I think it's something I would personally never do, because I like my creature comforts too much.
Yes.
And I have no interest, I mean, much as I say, and the whole purpose of this podcast is there's no such thing as a bad ingredient, but some things definitively shouldn't be eaten, like kangaroo testicles.
Turkey brains, let me tell you, it tasted like foie gras that had been in an airing cupboard for 10 years. The moosey, it was absolutely revolting.
So turkey brains was the worst thing they made you eat?
I can't remember whether it was the brains or the balls. It was one of those two. It was horrendous. I mean, it was just, I I was shaking when I was doing it. It's like my worst
But I
nightmare.
mean, you know, that show, you know, I mean, it's not an easy show to win.
I don't know how that happened. I really don't.
It might be the fact that you're thoroughly likable and and you went on it and you were yourself.
Yeah.
And that was enough for everybody.
I thought I was quite quiet in there. It's really interesting because some personalities in there switch on when cameras are on. And often, unless I'm sort of prattling around with friends in my lounge, you know, often I retreat more.
Would you say fundamentally you're shy?
What I've discovered is that I think because I would always say, oh no, I'm a total extrovert, but I think I'm an introverted extrovert. And I didn't know you could be such a thing. I think it depends on the company I keep and how comfortable I feel. Some people can make me feel really alive and comfortable to be who I am. And other people's energy can, you know, make me less so and feel very quiet. And
drains and radiators.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, stick with the radiators.
Yeah.
It's warmer.
Yeah, but it takes time, you know. I'm in my 40s now, so I'm figuring out who...
Trust me, that's young. Trust me. Try being in your 50s.
Well, I'm on my way.
Well, it comes to us all.
It does.
Did you ever see yourself as an educator?
No, I didn't, because I spent my whole life thinking I'm thick as need desperately to be educated. And actually what all of this is very much me learning alongside other people as we go, and whether that is about the body, about women, about product design, about business, about my own capabilities, acting, performing. I am sharing my experiences now with a beautiful community of young and older actors who have come together on this platform. And it's so hard, you know, drama school's really expensive. It's really hard to get into, like 20 places, and there are thousands and thousands of people.
I employ a lot of people at drama
school. Do you?
Yeah.
And they have to go again and again, year after year. And you can't get an agent unless you've been to drama school, or it's very, very difficult unless you've been a child actor and you've got one from very young, which was kind of what happened to me. And so that whole area is kind of muddy. And so what we're trying to create with I Am Pro and are creating is a community and opportunity for people to be seen by agents, by casting directors, to be able to afford to have access to these coaches that are at the top drama schools without, you know, the really high fees.
How long has it been running, and how do people access it?
So it's been going for 3 years. You can have a look at iampro.com. We have a free subscription where you can just, it's forever free. You can join the community, resources on there, Q&As, just like this one where I talk to people, and you get a free monthly workshop masterclass. And then there's 2 other sort of models that you can join, and we've got a whole on-demand library of different coaches doing sections on work with different practitioners and building blocks into acting or more advanced. And then
you had any success stories yet?
Yeah, so we've just had 2 of our I Am Proers be signed by cast by Nina Gold in this new big Irish drama, and slowly but surely we've got one brilliant young girl who's had a play commissioned, and that's in R&D at the moment. So really try and encourage people to create their own work.
That wouldn't have happened for them without I Am Pro.
Yes, so we have like Get Seen showcases where we have the cast and directors, producers, me just shamelessly calling up people that I know, going, will you come on? And we've had people cast from those and got agents from those, and it's just trying to carve out a different pathway into the industry. And I've had Sharon Horgan on doing a masterclass on writing, and Nicholas Pinnock, who did a fantastic one on monologues, and O.T. Fagbenle, who I was totally girl crushing over.
Maybe I could come on and teach them how to cook and survive while they're struggling to be an actor.
I think that would be a fantastic idea. How
to cook on £5 a week.
Yes. Do you want to? Should we book a day?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. But I like the fact that you're really exploring your range as a person beyond that of an actor.
Yes.
And I think that's really important. I read a book about 2 years ago called Range, which is exactly on that subject. Hence, I ended up trying to do this. But I think not sitting still or not pigeonholing yourself is really important. And also, not being fixed on what we think we like and what we don't like in terms of food.
I don't know if I knew this was the premise when I gave my list of dislikes.
But we've come to that point in proceedings when I am going to take out the blindfold, which we have here.
It's all very exciting.
I'm going to just undo it for you. You will now have to put that on.
Okay, thank you.
And trust me. All right?
Is this on now for...
No, yeah, it comes on and off.
Okay, right.
You know, I mean, we're not going to sort of pull faces behind your back or anything like that.
Not that I'm paranoid.
No.
Okay, right.
You know, I mean, obviously now you are completely in my control.
Oh.
And we will go to the first spoons.
Oh now, God, why do I suddenly feel a bit nervous about this?
Well, you should do.
Does my hair look frizzy?
No, it's lovely.
Thanks,
so
Mark.
we've got the first spoons here, and I will feed it to you.
Oh, Jesus.
And the idea is that you just describe to us what you're experiencing, flavour, texture, all that kind of thing.
So I think I'm going to be good at this because I think if I was to have another job in the world and explore my range, then I would like to be a food taster and sniffer. Sniffer of it, you know,
Well, what's quite interesting is when you remove sight from the equation...
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
Well, we did it recently with some spices and I wasn't very good at it, so please forgive me.
Open wide. Bit wider. Bit wider. Now, tell us what you're experiencing, what you can taste there.
So this has got tandoori flavours.
Mm-hmm. Which was one of the... You said you loved Asian spices.
I do.
Any other
definitely
textures?
Meat.
Yeah.
There's a slight... It's not dissimilar to a chicken. It's not... Have you put a snail in there? And you've...
No, I haven't put a snail in there. I mean, I know you said it was one of the things that you said here. Have you enjoyed that mouthful?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what that meat is. It's liver.
She got it. You can take the blindfold off.
It's liver.
You can take the blindfold off for now.
I got it.
You got it. Well
done. I was
done.
just like, what is the texture of that?
But you said you hate liver. But in that format, you enjoyed it.
That tasted absolutely delicious.
You see, no such thing as a bad ingredient.
There isn't such... No, as long as it's cooked well.
And that was actually venison liver.
Oh.
Yes, it's venison liver with a Brick Lane curry sauce, finished with a little bit of crispy rice on the top.
I like the crispy. I like the crunch that went with it.
Now that you've got the blindfold off and you can see it, would you eat the other spoon?
Definitely.
Go on then, it's yours.
Thanks. Are you not having one?
No, it's not for me. See, because... And now, is it different now that you can see it and you know what you're eating? Have you suddenly gone back against liver, or have we changed your opinion on liver?
You've changed my opinion on this liver. It's because now I'm thinking pate. I love pate.
I mean, yeah, pig's liver badly cooked, lamb's liver badly cooked, but delicate things like venison or calves liver or that kind of thing, if cooked properly, they're delicious. That's my point.
It's just a very expensive habit to keep, isn't it? Having to go to the nice restaurants where they cook it like that.
Well, no, but we'll learn how to cook it yourself. I mean, are you a good cook?
Now, I have my moments. I have to say the last year has been an absolute nightmare for my cooking. I have barely done it at all and I've really got out of the habit. The less I have in my cupboards in the fridge, the easier I find it to knock something up. If I've got a fridge full of all different ingredients, then I'll go, oh, I don't know what to do, and not do anything. And this is good for life, actually, with my wardrobe, with everything in life. The less I have, the more thorough and capable I am of putting an outfit on, creating a dish.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
I mean, but that's the nice thing about, I think, did you grow up in a foodie family? Like, was your mum a good cook?
Oh, I love my mum so much, and I'm sorry, Mum.
This is usually the killer question with most people,
my mum,
is whether their mum was a cook or not.
She would, knock together a really good meal from Marks and Spencer's, put it in the tray in the oven, She'll get mad for me saying that. She has got into cookery. Can you not put this bit on Instagram, because she will kill me. She has got into baking recently, and she's really good at baking. But I think my food memories of as a child were not necessarily around, really well-made food and yeah.
So your mum was a bad cook?
Oh, she wasn't. I had this desperate need to protect her at the same time. Let's go in. It wasn't great.
Great mum, terrible cook.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it just wasn't great. Bless her. Sorry.
Right. We're going to do the next spoon now, so I need you to put the blindfold back on. I'm just going to move that out of the way.
Do you know all the ingredients you asked me about that I said I liked? Do I get those as well?
Well, we'll just have to see, won't we? Or not see, as the case may be. Right. So now we're on to our next set of spoons.
Okay.
The cloche is removed. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Open wide. Tell me what you've got there.
Do that. It's very stodgy.
Stodgy?
This is the risotto.
Yes, it is risotto.
And it's got some lovely flavours in there.
It's a champagne and white truffle risotto.
I do love truffle.
But you said you hate risotto. Now, how can you hate risotto?
Did I say I hate risotto, Mark?
You said
did I say
All right.
I would never order a risotto over other things? That would never be the thing. Oh, thanks. I quite like it behind here, actually. Hiding from the world. I don't know what it is about risotto, so I definitely don't hate that. It's delicious.
You're going to eat the other spoon?
I mean, I'm going to go for half a spoon.
Okay,
because the full spoon of that was
a lot.
A little
I mean, it's
intense.
a big spoonful, that. It's not what one would describe as a delicate mouthful.
I mean,
of
it is
risotto.
lovely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Jamie's a very talented chef.
Thank you, Jamie. It's really nice, and I want them all of it. But I don't know why I just don't go for it.
But,
There's something about. I mean, this sounds ridiculous, and I don't know if it's true of that or not. Clusters of little round things I don't like that much. In like
clusters of little round.
There's a word for it, right? So I know that that's rice, and I like rice, and I eat rice. It's never my go-to, but like the maggoty feel.
The maggots. Yes, the champagne and white truffle maggots have been delicious.
I don't know. There's just something about it that just stops me from ordering it.
Well, will you order it in the future now if you see it? Because I think.
But would I ever go for that over? I don't know. You know, a nice steak in a restaurant or fish or.
Would you say that your food tastes on the whole are quite simple? Or do you like to branch out and kind of go for that slightly more gastronomic sort of experience? How do you like to eat?
I would say I like to branch out, for sure. I think as I've gotten older, my palate has definitely got more experimentative. I'm definitely, you know, there's a lot of people are like, no, just meat and veg. That's definitely not me. And because of that, maybe that's why I wouldn't go for a risotto, because I feel like that's...
But what I can't remember, what did you say your guilty pleasure was?
Oh, my guilty pleasure... Oh, but there's so many, you see.
Yeah.
This is why I find the question so difficult to answer, because...
You were overthinking.
Like everything in life, Mark. I overthought them. My guilty pleasure is peanut butter on white bread with salt and vinegar crisps eaten at the same time.
You have literally just described Johnny, the producer's idea of hell. Because even if you say, listen to this, peanut butter, you can't even hear the word.
That's so interesting, isn't it?
He's over there squirming.
I think it's, I'm sorry, Johnny. I think it's something about, because they were what I had for school lunches, and so the comfort of that, and laziness on my part, because I can't be asked to do anything, and so that is a quick go-to, but it never makes me feel good. I mean, pizza I'm also, as you know, an absolute sucker for, and...
Well, it's funny that you mentioned pizza, because I've got a little something down here for you. Knowing what a fan you are of home sliced pizza.
Like the biggest fan in the whole of London. This is the best pizza you will ever eat in London.
Well, that's very kind of you to say so. And obviously I'm slightly biased because Me and my brother own it.
Oh my God.
And that is, tell the people at home what that is.
So this, on one half, we've got the mushroom, pumpkin seeds.
Oh, it's got a bit
some chili
folded
on
over in the box there.
Is it ricotta?
Yes.
Ricotta.
So that is the mushroom with ricotta, pumpkin seed, chili flakes, chives, and then it's finished with a sweet soy and truffle glaze.
Oh, I mean, who would have thunk to put that on a pizza? And
Well,
the crunch of the pumpkin seeds with that, it's just, and the thin base.
well, it's about that balance of texture, flavour, and then we have a simple principle that if all the flavours will go together on a spoon, they'll go on a pizza.
I mean, it works beautifully.
And then the simple classic on the other side,
Absolute
salami,
classic.
rocket and parmesan.
Yeah. I love rocket on a pizza. Love it.
Well, I mean, it's that bit of green makes you feel it's a little bit healthier.
Yeah. Is this really for me?
That is for you.
Because I love cold pizza as well.
Well, I mean, you can either eat it now or take it home with you. But you know the trick
Go on.
to heating a pizza up?
I don't.
Right, lots of people make the mistake. They stick it in a microwave or they put it in the box in the oven. Not that you're ever going to get this box in your oven. But the key is dry frying pan, really hot, just drop the slice in it, 30 seconds, it comes back like it's been in the oven.
No.
Yep. Always use a frying
That is a
pan
great
to
tip.
reheat a
I mean,
pizza.
look at that. This is Charlie heaven.
Well, look, we've ended on pleasing you by giving you pizza.
I mean, you couldn't have, this is like, you couldn't have made me more happy. This is all this girl could ever dream of.
Well,
I swear to God.
We're doing a big Mayfair thank you to Eastenders' finest, Charlie. Thank you so much for being on today. It's been a real pleasure having you here. That is all for Spooning this week, but we'll be back next week with another guest with their food loves and their food hates. My massive, massive thanks to Jamie Shears and the team here at Mount Street Restaurant for creating what have been challenging but delicious spoons this week, would you say?
Absolutely, yeah.
Changed your mind?
I'm going to, next time I'm in a restaurant and risotto is on there, I'm going to order it and send you a picture.
Okay. Now, if you like what we're doing here at Spooning, you can follow us at Spooning with Mark Wogan across all your social media channels. Plus, we have our own YouTube channel, so don't forget to subscribe and watch there. But we will see you next week. Until then, stay lovely.